What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. All right, so today we have 24 hours before we head to the dyno. So we're doing the 24-hour prep. Granted, this is my first time going to an actual dyno. My first tune back here, we guys see with the EG, it was actually with Josh Tune a long time ago. It was pretty much like a remote e-tuning, so it was like back and forth data logging and sending. If I'm not mistaken, he's located in Texas, so that's the way that I was able to do it like this. And if you're asking why I didn't go with Josh Tune again, the reason is because I mean, I probably could have rented out a dyno and then have him kind of like, you know, do it, but it was going to be roughly about the same price as this is me finding somebody locally, which I mean, I found somebody. It's not locally, but it's somebody, and I heard good things about him. I'm gonna put him right here. You guys are in Florida, so check him out. And we're still yet to see. I mean, I've seen a lot of good things about him. He tuned one of my good buddies S2000, and he said, you know, that he did a great job. So I'm gonna try my luck with the Integra, and then also the reasoning why I'm gonna tell you right. So if you guys are not from Florida, Florida passed a new law. If I can find anything regarding that, I'll probably just put it up here. But that law pretty much signifies that or means that you are going above the speed limit. I believe it's 50 or 100 or maybe a combination of both. You're going to jail. So I don't want to risk that. Also, where I live is super hard to just tune on the road. The roads are so cluttered, congested, and it's just super hard when you're doing kind of like the VTEC crossover portion of it. The MPGs, it's super easy. I can just hop on, like long road or the highway and then get that done. And for the EG, it was actually pretty hard and annoying. You know, there's a lot of close calls, but I mean, I got it done, and obviously it's way affordable than what I am doing, because you're getting charged, I think, the amount of time that the car is in the dyno, and then obviously the tune feed as well. So it's going to be a little bit more obviously than this one, probably double. I'll say this one's about 300, 350 or so. So, you know, probably double for the Integra. So far, I am hoping that it would hold. I will be taking you guys on the journey. I'm not sure about documenting, like recording the way over there, maybe a little bit, but I'll probably record a little bit of the dyno session, maybe a couple pulls or whatnot. But like I said, it's my first time prepping. So new fuel filter, obviously we got new spark plugs and fresh gas. That's what he asked. So you know, I went ahead and gave it a wash because it was full of pollen, and I don't know, I'm not sure if I'm feeling under the weather, but I kind of feel a little bit congested, so I'm not sure what's going on. But went ahead and cleaned the car that way that's not kind of like slamming everywhere or just like getting airborne and it's driving me crazy. But yeah, we're doing the 24-hour prep for the dyno, my first time in an actual dyno, so I'm stoked. I'm not really crazy about what, you know, predictions, you know, what I'm gonna make, but I'm hoping to make at least more than 200. If I can make more than 215, I'll be straight. Obviously I am looking more for reliability because it's going to be more of a daily car, so you know, if whatever I can get out of it, muster, it will be really appreciated. So let's little bit walk around about the engine. We'll talk about the engine, and then maybe I can show you a little bit. All right, so if you guys are new to the channel, obviously a new subscriber, you just, you know, are tuning in for this, this is my 2000 Integra LS. Obviously it was a B18 B, I believe. I swapped it. It was automatic. I did the whole thing. I converted it from auto to manual. That was new to me and challenging, but this is pretty much the car. I converted it. If I can find a picture of before, I'll put it. This is pretty much what it was before. So I mean, it's decent, you know. I'll talk a little bit about, well, let me talk about the engine first, a little bit walk around, and then I'll talk about, you know, like the paint and the wheels and all that, you know, and pretty much the interior, because this, will be gentle, I hate breaking these, was a tan interior. So slowly I've been converting it to a black. As you can see, I still have remnants of the tan stuff in there. As you can see, getting prepped in there with a jack for the dyno 24-hour prep. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about the engine. So on the engine, we have a K20 Z3. out of an '08, I believe, roughly about 153,000 miles. It has, I want to say, give or take. I did my best to calibrate it as well on the cluster, so everything is in sync. You guys can see I did my best to calibrate. It's kind of hard to see, sorry. Let me get in there. You guys can see, so the mileage on the I calibrated it on the actual mileage, so that way on the gauge, so actually it is showing what I have on the engine, so that way I have kind of like a peace of mind of, you know, where I'm at. And the way I know is I looked up at the VIN and I found it online, and I found the last postage mileage that it has before it ended up in a salvage, and I factor in how much I drove it, and then I put it in the cluster. It's kind of tricky. I actually broke 2 clusters in order to learn how to actually do it on this one. So yeah, and I didn't know that since this is a 2000, it's kind of hard, or it won't read exactly like the older clusters. So something else that I didn't know about Integra. But yeah, going back to the engine, we have a 5-speed LSD. I believe it's out of an R6 base. So far from what I know, it has LSD, so that's pretty cool. So it is a 5-speed. It's a bummer it's not a 6-speed, so I'm not sure if that's going to rob me of power or hold me up. But I only have 5 gears, a little bit more longer range. Obviously boosting will be preferably for those. All right, so obviously RBC, because it is a K20Z3. The only difference is I am not running the stock balance shafts. I do have a Type S oil pump, which could be questionable. I did buy it used, but so far so good. It's doing what it's supposed to. It does aggravate a little bit of the vibration, but that's expected because of the free balance shafts. Everything on this car is it's pretty much budget. Everything was from Amazon, eBay, or secondhand, or things that I already own. So it's a little bit it's going to be put to the test, because I'm a little bit afraid. This one, on the other hand, was not a budget build. This one was pretty much, you know, I spent a lot of money on this one, name brand parts, and you know, everything would stand. And I made 240 with 195, and I get a lot of backlash because people are like, oh, how the heck you made that, or you know, like, there's no way I only made this one. But believe it or not, I did. I'm not going to talk about the setup right now on this one, because we're not talking about that one. But back to the Integra, I'm running a Clutch Max stage 1, which it's in the power band that I am wishing to make. I have kind of like a replica with Hobby Racing fuel rail. I made my own fuel lines, obviously in eBay, Amazon, fuel pitch regulator, which has been working beautifully. Also, I have a Kenzo fuel pump, which is questionable, but it's so far giving me the output and the PSI that I need. So crossing my fingers, crossing my X and dots and my O's and everything, that it's going to be fine. No leaks whatsoever. You know, once I did the whole change and I refilled it, by change I mean I changed out the oil pump. I was leaking by that bottom hose, but managed to got it done. We do have power steering, so it might take a little bit more load off of the engine once I am tuning. You know, I don't have the smaller pulley because I am running power steering. This is going to have AC in the future. I have a K-Tune budget header, and believe it or not, that was the cheapest one that they had at the time. I have 3-inch all the way back, so it should free up some decent power. Obviously, you know, the K20Z3 comes with a 50-degree VTC, so it's known for the high revving, maybe lacking torque, but overall that's pretty much what I have. Mods, it is a 70mm throttle body. I know somebody was asking me if, you know, how is it performing. It's okay. I'm not sure if it's the throttle body or my TPS, but I can't get it to calibrate above 90. I'm stuck at like 87, so that's just what I'm going to send it at. And you know, I did have to calibrate the throttle body, because, you know, and I will, you know, say that eBay or these aftermarket parts that come from overseas do not have a good quality control, so it's a hit and miss with what you're getting. And you know, I am running some, as you can see, eBay cheap engine mounts, and thus it was sitting the engine lower, because the K20Z3 naturally has that cast aluminum pan which sits lower. So we obviously got that taken care of. Look at that. Now I have a little bit way more clearance, so peace of mind, so I won't hit anything on the road. But overall, this is where it's at. That's pretty much the mods that it has. So I am hoping for at least 215 or a little bit more. You know, we'll see. The predictions, you can leave them down in the comment box, even though you're not going to leave anything because nobody ever writes anything. But yeah, I am hoping for 215 at least. If I can get 220 or above that, that'll be a blessing. But like I said, I really don't care. I'm just trying to be reliable and drive it a little bit more. So yeah, let's see back here. The interior, talking about the interior before I go outside. So far it's been coming along. I did paint some of the stuff that is not adhesive like I should. Maybe I did it wrong, the preparation, but the steering wheel, obviously I did paint it, but you can see I didn't really hit it with a lot of good coats, or maybe it's just not really sticking. The dash as well, you guys can see in there, it's coming because I have been taking the cluster off a whole bunch of times to fix some light bulbs issues. This is also kind of like, this is from a 94. It is a little bit wobbly because I ended up putting a GDI push start ghost lock, and I didn't know that the 94s, when it comes to the bolt things right here, are different. So I only have two bolts out of 3, so it is a little bit shaky. This I painted, which I don't like, as you guys can see, so I will probably buy one in the future. I'm not really in a hurry. See, as you guys can see, I painted it and it's kind of like ruined. This door card here, it is naturally black, so but it was pretty ruined. I painted all these little accents in here. Obviously we're using, this is from my single cam, you guys can see, and I think the boot as well. No, the boot was probably from here, but this is from my single cam. I just saved it and threw it in there just to save money. Obviously you guys can see I kept the tan one because the black one's a little bit pricey. Even a little piece of plastic. The seats, not sure what year they are, or what model they are, but you can tell they're like a faded grayish bluish, and then these look way darker. But I got those off of Marketplace for like, I think 200, a good steal. Painted the roof lining. So overall it's coming in all good. I need to paint this. These are kind of breaking and chapping on the corners, but we got my HRV mat here, so it came to good use. And we are in max speed and rock coilovers with 22 weight, I think 22 weight adjusting dampening. They've been pretty good for here. It is in all its glories. The wheels, I got them off Marketplace. I believe they're rotor split streams 16s. I wanted 16s. And then the tire size, let's see if I can find it, I forgot. All right, they're 205 45 16s, and these are XLs. I wish I can go a little bit bigger, but probably do that in the future. Obviously these are secondhand, so they're scuffed up and pretty beaten up, but it's okay. I feel like I got a good deal on the actual wheels. So yeah, so I have my ABS, got LEDs all the way around. Make sure to, if you guys are looking for any Black Friday specials or any deals before the holidays, I have all those links down in the comment box. Check them out. There's tons of discounts in there, all the way from boo-boos if you're lacking or missing parts, and obviously any LED that you guys are probably looking for to upgrade your old Honda setup from Halogen. And yeah, so I'm not sure what else to talk about. It's pretty much stock and just basic, you know, like a little short 3-inch universal cooler intake. So let's see, because this is just a cheap filter. I don't even know if it's going to rob me of power, or how is it going to perform in the dyno. Like I said, I've never been in a dyno. Oh, and the injectors as well. Those are aftermarket RDX from a good seller on eBay. I know it's questionable, but so far they've been doing their job. They're pretty much RDX aftermarket injectors. So they're not like the OEM ones, but they're aftermarket. So yeah, this is the setup so far. And the paint, I got it it was Florida, obviously. It was like somewhere in Fort Myers. Overall the paint's pretty decent. I think it could have been a little bit prepped better, maybe on not rushing or something, but it does have its imperfections. But I mean, for the price, I'm not gonna complain. I gotten a lot of backlash on people saying, oh, stop complaining, what do you expect, it's not a $10,000 paint job or whatever. But you know, it's whatever. Pretty much what I did pay for. And if you come look at it, it was just this part right here rusted out super bad, and it got fixed for the most part. So this was the job, the main thing. Obviously, when I took everything out inside the sunroof slash moonroof, it looked like water has been seeping in, and it has a little bit of rust inside, but it's not crazy. So yeah, so this is pretty much the setup. Let's see how much I make in the dyno. All right, so I'll catch you guys on the next clip. Obviously, this is a 24-hour. Today is day one of prepping, so I'm prepping, getting my tools, and any extra that I'm going to take over there. Obviously, a bag with some goodies, snacks, and you know, maybe like stuff to charge my stuff as well. So I'll catch you guys on the next clip. What's up, everybody? So a quick little update. I'm sorry I didn't record this morning. Today is the day of tuning. The car made it. We are here in the spot. The car drove 1 hour and 16 minutes to be exact. It drove beautifully. There's a couple things that I want to probably address or probably see why I'm having that issue. Right now I am just parked here, just waiting, just making sure everything's okay. I'll probably take a look at the hood, make sure everything is good, no leaks. But I did notice some slight vibration, so I mean, it could be coming from a lot of things. One of them being, you know, what I suspect to be maybe like the tires, but that's something that I will tackle as I go. I've kind of experienced a lot of like, no, it's not a lot, but just a minute vibration in the seat, which I don't get that with the EG. So definitely, if it's not suspension related, I'm going to be tackling. But that's what I suspect, either suspension or wheel related or so. But engine wise, I don't believe, but we'll cross that bridge if it is. But I'll catch you guys on the next tune, okay? All right, so just waiting for JP. It's about 8 o'clock. We made it here around 7:40 something, so just in the nick of time. We got the car there. It's chilling, looking really good. Like the exhaust, we got that fabricated, I want to say yesterday, and I had an issue with it. The first time it wasn't welded properly, the hangers, so I got in touch again with the fabricator, and he was able to come and fix it. I'm going to put some pictures in here to show you before and after. If I can find the old ones, then I'll definitely put it in here. But the car is looking amazing, and can't wait to dyno pretty soon. Right here, dyno prep. JP doing his thing. everybody, so this is gonna be the final pull, and I'll explain to you why I made my numbers. Obviously it's not what I wanted, but hey, I'll take it, and I will explain to you why I got those numbers. Alright, so final pull. I'm hoping to at least crack the 200, but I doubt it. Looks like I'm pretty much just getting close to it, but not quite there. Now the torque, I am getting a decent amount of torque. I'm at almost 150, so that's pretty nice compared to the stock. But power wise, I'm pretty much So we made it. I'm sorry for not documenting or recording the road, but we are here. All right, so my right ear, well, sorry, my left ear is shot from the two-step, and along the way I can hear the exhaust too. Maybe it was just because, you know, the loud noise hit my ear and, you know, it was like hurting. So hopefully it will get better. It was super loud. So yeah, so he wrapping everything up. We got the two-step, we got the drivability, and obviously the VTEC crossover. He set me up at 85, so VTEC engages at 85,000, which is not bad. He told me overall the setup was nice, you know, stock, you know, daily, and then the graph and stuff, you know, came out pretty well from what he told me. So reason why I didn't make what I thought I was gonna make. Apologize for the fan. Let me get away from the fan. So yeah, so the reason why he said I didn't make what I made is because of my transmission. He said my 5-speed has longer gears, which is perfect for boost turbo application, not so good for making NA power. He said that, like, you know, usually 6 speeds tend to have shorter gears and thus making you the power that you need. So it's no biggie. He said if I would have had a 6-year, I would definitely be above the 200s. But for what my setup for what I have, I think is perfectly fine. It is a silly little budget, so I'm not too worried about it. You know, we did make 196 and then about 148 on torque. I am rounding it off about 200 or I'll say on horsepower. He was trying to crack it, but he said that's all that, you know, with the gearing I was giving him. But torque, you know, we did make a lot of torque. I think we made about 9 or 10 more than your stock numbers, so it's not bad. You know, the car has a little bit of torque, has about 150, about, you know, close to 150, is 148.88 or something like that. So it's pretty close to 150, you know, 149 obviously. But overall, the horsepower, it's ideal for what I want. You know, I haven't made no pulls yet. They wanted me to do a pull, but, you know, just the traffic and the light and stuff, it was pretty awkward. But I hope you guys enjoyed this long journey of me, you know, having to take my car, build it, to get it to the point that it is currently now, to finally getting it tuned. I also got the muffler fix, so you guys, you know, obviously heard that in the video, so it sounds really good. It sounds amazing, so can't complain. The car is pretty much done at this point. You know, I got my muffler fix, re-welded because I didn't like the stock setup it brought, and then we got the tune finally. JP tune, he got me going. So yeah, it's you know, like I was telling you guys, I was gonna go with Josh tune, and he did tune my EG. Amazing results as well. But just because of the laws and stuff that are constantly changing around where I live, I didn't want to risk it doing it remote or e-tuning. So I went to a place. I mean, there's more places that I probably could have gone, but I heard good things about JP. My buddy obviously tuned with him, and you know, if you know anybody that's done work for somebody else that you're close with, you know, they pretty much vouch for that person. So yeah, it's next thing on the list is just making sure that I cross my dots and my T's and all that stuff. Pretty much just make sure that the suspension is good. Anything that has to get fine-tuned, changed, obviously maintenance-wise, bushings and stuff, which I have a plethora of in there that I have to replace. Don't have the equipment or the tools to properly do it, that's for sure. But we have those in there, and then also AC is a big thing. On my way back, it's not too hot because obviously winter is among us. It's slowly approaching. I mean, if you live in Florida, you're going to get at least lower temperatures, but we're not quite there yet. So it was a little bit hot along the way, and I'm sorry for the fan. I don't have the mic on, so you're probably picking the fan, but I'm super hot. So I don't have tinted windows either, so I was feeling the heat. So I can't wait for the AC. Obviously, more money, more stuff. Obviously, everything's money, but if I do it myself, I'm looking at spending more than about $300 on all the, you know, the manifold and compressor and all that. But if I take it somewhere, it might be cheaper. But I don't know. I'm still debating what I'm gonna do. But yeah, so that's closing out the video. I am grateful for my power. I'm grateful for what I made. Obviously, the 5-speed is the one that took away from because of the longer gear. He told me if you went turbo, you will make so much jam, and it'll be perfect. So I mean, it could possibly be in the works. I'm not too sure, or maybe sell it off or something. Who knows? Make room for other projects or for something more that I guess I've been looking for. But this is pretty much the channel. So I'm gonna stop rambling, close out this video, and thank you guys for watching. If you guys are interested or in the area, make sure to hit up JP for a tune. I'll leave his information down below. Maybe put it here somewhere, or vice versa. And keep coming back for more related K-swap content. Catch you guys on the next video. Ladies and germs, so before I close the video out, I wanted to check the car a little bit out, make sure, you know, everything was good. Obviously, it is a budget build. I drove it an hour and something from and to. Obviously, it got the living crap beat out of it because it was tuned, and we have a failure. My fuel pressure regulator, it's leaking. I thought it was just probably loose, so I went and tightened this up, and it's still leaking. So I'm pretty sure the seals probably went out, so that's something I'm gonna have to replace. I don't know, because the whole theme already went, so I might just get a good one. But that was just 40 bucks, and it lasted a good minute, so until it got the living crap beat out of it. So but yeah, just update on that. I've seen people use it with success, but I don't know. So something more on the list that has to get done. So update on you guys if you guys are wondering about the fuel pressure regulator.